The evening air felt heavy with unspoken tension as I settled into my usual routine, scrolling through my phone while the warm glow of the setting sun filled the living room. My wife, Anna, was in the kitchen, her laughter mingling with the sizzling of dinner. Everything seemed normal, but a sense of unease lingered at the back of my mind. I had heard whispers among friends about a soldier, Mike, who had returned from deployment. He was a charming guy, someone everyone liked, but I never expected him to become a part of our lives. Anna had mentioned him a few times, sharing stories of his bravery and the camaraderie he shared with his fellow soldiers. I had brushed it off, thinking nothing of it. After all, she was just being supportive of a friend. Then one night, while trying to find something to watch, I stumbled upon a video that left my heart racing. It was a site for adults, and there was Anna, her face unmistakable, intertwined with someone I recognized instantly, Mike. My breath caught in my throat as I watched the video, disbelief washing over me. The reality of the betrayal struck like a punch to the gut. I wanted to believe it was some kind of cruel mistake, a twisted joke, but the evidence was right there on my screen. My Anna, was with my friend, someone I had trusted, someone who had shared laughter and stories over beers at our house. How could this happen? I felt a whirlwind of emotions, anger, confusion, heartbreak, crashing over me like a tidal wave. The video played on, each second stretching into an eternity as I fought to process what I was seeing. My mind raced back to our last conversation about Mike, her eyes sparkling with admiration, her voice filled with warmth. It all felt like a facade now. I could hardly breathe, my heart pounding like a drum. I turned off the phone, my hands shaking, and stared blankly at the wall. The smell of dinner wafted through the air, but it felt distant, like a memory of a happier time. I needed to confront her, but fear gripped me. How could I ask her about this? What would I even say? My mind raced with questions, each one sharper than the last. "Dinner's ready!" Anna called from the kitchen, her voice cheerful and inviting. I took a deep breath, trying to mask the storm inside me. I couldn't let her see the turmoil I was in. Not yet. I had to think, to plan my next move. The betrayal cut deep, and I was left wondering just how long I had been blind to the truth. As I walked into the kitchen, the smell of roasted chicken filled the air, but it was no longer appetizing. Anna was humming a tune, her back turned to me as she set the table. I felt a strange disconnection, like we were in two different worlds. I forced a smile, hoping to hide the turmoil swirling inside me. "Hey, everything smells great," I said, trying to keep my voice steady. "Thanks. I thought we could celebrate Mike's return," she replied, her tone light, as if that name didn't send a dagger through my heart. "He's been through so much. It's good to have him back." I nodded, swallowing hard. The irony of her words was almost comical. Just hours ago, I had seen her in a compromising position with the very man she praised. I needed to confront her, but the thought of doing so made my stomach churn. Dinner passed in awkward silence, punctuated only by the clinking of forks and the occasional laugh that felt forced. I watched her as she talked about Mike, her eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. It was infuriating, knowing the secret I held. Each smile she offered felt like a betrayal in itself. Finally, as we cleared the plates, I decided it was time. "Anna," I started, my voice trembling slightly. "Can we talk about something important?" "Sure, what's up?" she asked, her brow furrowing in concern. I found something today. A video. It was you and Mike." The words felt like poison on my tongue, and I braced myself for her reaction. Her face paled, and for a moment, I thought she might deny it. But then a flicker of realization crossed her features, and I saw the truth settle in. "I can explain," she stammered, her eyes darting away. "Explain?" I echoed, disbelief flooding my voice. "How do you explain that? How long has this been going on?" She took a deep breath, her composure faltering. "It was just a moment. We were both feeling vulnerable. You know how it is when someone comes back from war. He needed comfort, and I was there." The betrayal stung sharper than ever. "So you just jumped into bed with him? While I was here waiting for you? Please, you have to understand. It didn't mean anything. It was a mistake." Her voice was rising, but the desperation in her tone only fueled my anger. Did it feel like a mistake in the moment? I challenged, my voice low and cold. You looked pretty comfortable in that video. Tears welled in her eyes, and for a second, I felt a flicker of sympathy. But then I remembered the betrayal, the trust shattered between us. You think I wanted to hurt you? She whispered, her voice trembling. I stepped closer, the air thick with tension. You did hurt me, Anna. You hurt me more than I can say. I could feel the heat radiating from her, a mixture of guilt and something else. Desire? It was confusing, infuriating. Can we just forget this happened? She pleaded, her voice softer now, almost sultry. You know I love you. I made a mistake, but it doesn't change how I feel. I felt drawn to her, the passion we once shared flickering like a dying flame. The way she looked at me, those big eyes filled with regret, stirred something deep inside. Anna, this isn't just something we can forget, I replied, my voice low. But her hand reached out, brushing against my arm, sending a jolt of electricity through me. What if we could start over? She suggested, her voice barely above a whisper. Just you and me, like it used to be. My heart raced as the lines blurred between anger and desire. The thought of her with Mike ignited a fire in me, but so did the longing I felt for her. I was caught in a whirlwind of emotions, battling between betrayal and an overwhelming urge to reclaim what was lost. Right now, all I can think about is that video, I confessed, my voice hoarse. But maybe we could talk about this more intimately? A slow smile spread across her face, a glimmer of hope in her eyes. You want to talk? Let's take this to the bedroom, she murmured, stepping closer, her body brushing against mine. The tension between us crackled, a dangerous blend of passion and betrayal. I knew it was a risk, but the pull was undeniable. And as she took my hand, leading me down the hall, I couldn't help but wonder if this was the beginning of a reckoning or just another layer of deceit. As we stepped into the dimly lit bedroom, the air was thick with anticipation. Anna turned to face me, her expression a mixture of vulnerability and desire. The soft glow from the bedside lamp cast a warm light on her features, highlighting the way her eyes shimmered with a mix of regret and longing. I felt the magnetic pull between us, each heartbeat echoing the tension that hung in the air. Are you sure about this? I asked, my voice low and steady, though every part of me was yearning to close the distance between us. She nodded, her breath hitching as she stepped closer, closing the gap. I know I've messed up, but I need you. I want you. Her voice was sultry, each word dripping with longing as she reached up to cup my face, her thumb brushing softly against my cheek. I leaned into her touch, momentarily forgetting the pain that had consumed me just minutes before. What if this doesn't fix anything? I questioned, though my body was betraying me, craving her in a way I hadn't thought possible. We'll figure it out together, she promised, her lips inches from mine. Just let go for tonight. Let me remind you of what we had. With that, she pressed her lips against mine, igniting a fire that spread through my entire being. The kiss was soft at first, hesitant, but soon it deepened, fueled by the desperation and longing that had been building between us. I could taste the salt of her tears mingling with her sweet breath, and it sent shivers down my spine. As our lips moved together, I felt the walls I had built around my heart begin to crack. I wrapped my arms around her waist, pulling her closer, feeling the heat radiating from her body. The moment was intoxicating, blurring the lines of betrayal and desire as I lost myself in her embrace. Anna, I breathed, breaking the kiss just long enough to speak. This doesn't erase what happened. I need you to know that. I know, she replied, her voice barely a whisper, her hands tangling in my hair as she pulled me back to her. But right now, all I want is you. Just you. With a renewed urgency, I captured her lips again, deepening the kiss as my hands explored her curves, tracing the outline of her body. She sighed into my mouth, a sound that ignited something primal within me. I pressed her against the wall, the cool surface contrasting with the heat of our bodies as I lost myself in the rhythm of our kisses. Tell me what you want, I murmured against her lips, my breath hot and heavy. I want you to hold me, she replied, her voice a sultry whisper. I want to feel you, all of you. I nodded, my heart racing as I pulled her toward the bed. She fell onto the soft sheets, her hair fanning out like a halo around her. The sight of her lying there, vulnerable yet alluring, took my breath away. "You're beautiful," I breathed, my voice thick with desire. "Come here," she beckoned, her fingers curling enticingly. I moved toward her, feeling the weight of the moment pressing down on us both. As I climbed onto the bed, she reached for me, her hands roaming over my body, igniting every nerve ending with her touch. "Let's forget everything," she whispered, pulling me closer. "Just for tonight." I hesitated for a moment, the reality of our situation crashing back into my mind. But the way she looked at me, the longing in her eyes, made it hard to resist. I leaned down, capturing her mouth with mine again, feeling her warmth envelop me like a blanket. We lost ourselves in each other, the world outside fading into oblivion. Our bodies intertwined, and for a brief moment, the pain of betrayal dulled beneath the heat of passion. I explored every inch of her, my hands mapping the familiar curves I had missed so desperately. Her soft gasps and moans urged me on, fueling the fire that consumed us both. As I pulled away slightly to look into her eyes, I saw a mix of desire and something deeper, an apology, a plea for forgiveness. "This doesn't change anything, Anna," I reminded her, though my voice was filled with a hunger I could no longer ignore. "I know," she replied, her voice breathy as she tugged me closer again. "But tonight, let's just be us. Please!" With a nod, I surrendered to the moment, letting the tide of our passion wash over me. The boundaries of trust and betrayal blurred as I moved closer, losing myself in the rhythm of our bodies, entwined in an act that was both a reunion and a reckoning.